Bonsoir, Chalabre. Ah, bonsoir. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming out again. We appreciate your support and being here. I'm going to do a little "Don't Worry, Be Happy," because Chalabre has made me so happy this entire week. So I'm going to do a mixture of "Don't Worry, Be Happy" and "Every Little Thing's Gonna Be All Right" by Bob Marley. This is for you guys.
Many people ask me why Chalabre. This region was the first place that planted the seeds and spouted the whole troubadour movement, officially in Puy-Vert in this region. And all the artists and musicians and poets, they kind of became the first internet. They went around to different castles and different situations, and through their poetry they would tell stories and tell gossip and keep people informed in an entertaining kind of way. So it's a perfect place to try and bring that craft that we love so dearly back here, back home to where it initially began. Troubadours returning home. Last year I almost died. I had to get some brain surgery and such. And it really slapped me in the face to realize I had given my life to my craft that I love very much. I love songwriting and singing and performing and the existence of art, just to tell our personal perspective on things. And I think it's very necessary to keep a culture and to harness people together to speak their truth and be unique and appreciate that. So after dying, I realized that I got a lot to do left, and I'm not worried about being a pop star. Let me be the mentor and find a place for other young artists to come and discover themselves and appreciate and be brave enough to face their biggest fears. And so we created this festival for them to come, and the serenade singers and the songwriters, people that love the beauty of the voice, to return here and have a way to travel the world and get their feet wet or put a toe into France where they don't get the invitation because they're not on the radio, they're not famous yet. So how do they get to explore the world and get a new nuance added to their palette of choices as artists? So I wanted this place to be that, because it's that for me, and I want to create that vibe and feeling for the artists who need it most. They're traveling from Los Angeles, Madagascar. They're buying their own tickets to come here and share with this community and be part of this environment that's created here. That's a great gift for the town, and I'm not sure they even know that we're not writing checks and sending airplanes to get people to do this thing. We don't make any money on this. We are trying to create a haven for artists that want to invest in themselves, and it's important that we give them what they need to succeed in that quest. So it's special and unique in a lot of different ways, and I love being part of it. And it's my mission to do my best to extend all the courtesies of the entire world and give them excuse to come back here. Because I was a teacher at Berklee College of Music in Boston, I have a lot of students all over the world that I could extend an invitation to come and figure out how to pay off some of their huge, educational debts that is impossible to pay. If you go to an expensive school for music, that's a lot of bars to play in for most of them, to try to figure out how am I supposed to pay that back. So I wanted them to be able to extend their reach in other places. So I had a master class where I could have them come and really, it's like teaching a construction worker how to be an architect. It's like teaching a musician who can play notes, but he's not a composer. So I'm teaching musicians how to be the artist that's hidden inside of them. Some are so focused on the language of music, they only care about the vocabulary, and they forget the reason for the art base is to tell a great story. Part of the masterclass was I invited some great teachers to come and also want to share the same dreams I have of helping the next generation to achieve or arrive to the places we are almost forgotten for. Lyric and melody and creating together new songs. So when the students came, I gave them an opportunity to work together so they can create new magic for different stages we had coming in the week, for them to create projects and get them out of their shyness and they're scared. And here's your chance to show who you are, and you have a chance to surround yourself with great artists that can support what you always dreamed but didn't have in the town you come from or weren't surrounded by other great artists. Here's a great environment for you to like, okay, wow, I've never written with somebody like this, or somebody who could play like that, or I don't need pitch correction from a computer. I can actually be myself and sing the language I know. And it was a great experience.
Merci. Merci.
It's the only festival in the world that the town gets together and walks around, discovers the village, welcomes the new guests and tourists with the people who live here, the Chalabre, and they get together and I introduce the artists to them from the balconies of these old medieval, beautiful, adventurous, many stories to be told locations. So one would pop out on the balcony and sing one song, it's acapella, or it accompanies the guitar or something, but it's acoustic. So everyone has to be quiet just to hear it and have it echo through the buildings and bring the magic that you can't plan back to the city. You just get a taste, a sample of the magic that is coming. So that's the point of the balcony. It's just to introduce you to the music, introduce you to the townspeople. They're together. They're common, they're bonded together because they shared an experience. That I was there and I saw you at the thing. Yeah, we met on the walk and we were excited to see the next balcony and we didn't know which one it was. They're gonna pop out and surprise us. And it's a great use of the situation that we have here. That won't work in every city. There's too much traffic, too much noise. But in this village, the people need an excuse to come together and to give thanks for what we actually have. And I think this helps us to do that.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet under. Still going deeper. Feel like I'm falling with nothing to hold on to. Nothing to hold on to. Gravity isn't finding my balance. As I'm hushed in silence, I stay awake to find my heart. From my house.
Every festival, when we have everyone's attention, that's the best time to introduce another festival for another time to see if there's interest and see if, you know, if they dance, if they get it, if they want it, if they respond to it. So this year, we went for the fashion show because this town used to thrive until the 70s, 1971 or two. It ended its industrial strength and jobs and its power. I think they made chapeaus and shoes, and the surrounding us is a lot of textile, fabric makers. And the most important one of that today is left is fake material that makes chairs and seats for Airbus and Peugeot, you know, seats like that. But they've given up on fashion. They've given up on new artists that come in with new ideas and fresh ways to use our resources. And so I wanted to try to invite a bunch of great young designers to come and restart the industry by just, let's have a fashion show and show what we can do so we can maintain what we were good at. We didn't. We gave up, people moved out, and we just throw our hands up, and I recognize that. Of course, this is a little town, and of course, our fashion is, we're on vacation, okay? But it's not a wealthy area. So I told the designers that they're better off creating things for what we're good at. We love to hike, we like to bike on the voie vert, we love to ski, we love to go to the lake, we love to sit out and pack light, things that are multi-usable and versatile. We love things that celebrate our favorite sports, which is rugby and velo, cycling, you know? So instead of trying to compete with Paris Fashion Week or New York Fashion Week or Milan, hey, we could be the next Patagonia, we could be the next Columbia, we could be the next Eddie Bauer. And of course we don't have supermodels walking around the street, but we have a lot of local girls and women that always had a dream of one day being on a runway. Just to see the town react to their favorite sons and daughters. And it was hilarious, it was beautiful, and it brought tears to our eyes. And I was very proud that we went forward and took a chance, and we made it work.
Don't let him handle me with his hot hands. If you can keep me, I wanna stay here with you forever, and I'll be glad. Yes, I love you, Poggy. Don't let him take me. Don't let him handle me with his hot hands. If you can keep me, I wanna stay.
turned the serenade into a dance, because everybody who liked dance music stayed and played dance music, and everybody else went to the jazz club, and that lasted till 4 in the morning. The next day, I asked the musicians that who wants to come and sing at the church. It's like an old 16th century church that they said we could use and explore and create something. And some said, yeah, I'm in, I would love to see it. They let us use the church? Yes, we can go there and try to plant a seed for something I've wanted to do in this town for years, which was to have an Acapella festival where we go to 3 different churches and there's no PA needed, so financially I don't have to spend a lot of money to make it happen. I just find some great singers who can take advantage of this beautiful ambience of this period of churches and cathedrals and chapels. So we went in there expecting maybe, 20 people, 25, okay, 30 people, because you got to count the 10 of us that was coming. So we got in there, we were like here hanging out, like, oh, okay, the bells are ringing, I guess we should go and just get through this thing at the church. We didn't know what to expect. We get there, we can't get in the door. The place is packed. And I'm like, okay, we ain't got no plan. We didn't know who's gonna sing, who's gonna show up, who we're bringing with. So I said, you know what, we're good at the most? We're good at improvisation. I had all week to learn these kids and know what they're capable of and what their possibilities were. I didn't sing. I think I sang maybe some background for the low. Yeah, swing low. I don't know what it was I was singing, but I was involved slightly. My involvement was you two over there get together, you go to the back and come down the row, and then we meet here and we get the crowd going, and we walk back out. And so we were directing this as it happened. And I'm happy they loved it and they agreed with the concept of, why don't we do all 3 churches next time? And we bounce people around and they know to go there and they know to go there and they expect greatness and magic, and we don't have to spend a lot of money to facilitate it with PAs, because it forces you to be quiet if you want to hear. And we learned that from the balconies. The world is a big place, and our artists need to know they have access to people who care about the discovery of their genius and the discovery of their work. So Chalabre is the first test and template that they can, in the future, share with the rest of the world. So the world knows that Chalabre, wow, what's going on there, that they could put this together and lend it to us when we need it most. And we have the potential to make content of series of different performances that originates in Chalabre, and we can share it through TV and internet and different channels. Maybe we'll get more sponsors, maybe we'll get better representation and funding, and we can do more amazing things. But the key is we're a festival of discovery, bringing people that you don't know, bringing people that don't know you, and can practice the true art of music. And all arts is sharing your opinion and having a communication through our art forms. That's why we're here.
Thank you. Ciao, Chalabre. Bonsoir.